I'm going to read a piece by Kylie Wentz entitled I Won't Hire People Who Use Poor Grammar. Here is why. If an applicant thinks an apostrophe was one of the 12 disciples of Jesus, he or she will never work for me. If that person thinks a semicolon is a regular colon with an identity crisis, I'll not hire him or her. If someone scatters commas into a sentence with all the discrimination of a shotgun, such an individual might make it to the foyer before we politely escort him or her from the building. Some might call my approach to grammar extreme, but I prefer lean truths, more cuddly phraseology. I am a grammar a stickler. Like truths, author of Eats, Shoots, like truths is the author of Eats, Shoots, and Lives, have a zero tolerance approach to grammar mistakes that make people look stupid. However, Truth and I disagree on what it means to have zero tolerance. He thinks that people who mix up their eatses deserve to be struck by lightning, hacked up on the spot, and buried in an marked grave, while I just think they deserve to be passed over for a job, even if they are otherwise qualified for the position. Everyone who applies for a position at either of my companies, iFixit or Dozuki, takes a mandatory grammar test. Extenuating circumstances aside, for example, dyslexia, English language learners, and much more, if job hopefuls cannot distinguish between two, and two, their applications go into the bin. Of course, we write for a living. iFixit.com is the world's largest online repair manual, and Dozuki helps companies write their own technical documentation like paperless work instructions and step-by-step user manuals. Thus, it makes sense that we have made a preemptive strike against grown-worthy grammar errors. However, grammar is relevant for all companies. Yes, language is constantly changing, but that does not make grammar unimportant. Good grammar is credibility, especially on the internet, in blog posts, on Facebook statuses, in emails, and on company websites. One's words are all one has. Words are a projection of the writer in his or her physical absence, and for better or worse, people judge others if they cannot tell the difference between there, and there. Good grammar makes good business sense, and not just when it comes to hiring writers. Writing is not in the official job description of most people in our office. Still, we give our grammar tests to everybody, including our salespeople, our operations staff, and our programmers. On the face of it, my zero tolerance approach to grammar errors might seem a little unfair. After all, grammar has nothing to do with job performance, or creativity, or intelligence, right? Wrong. If it takes someone more than 20 years to notice how to properly use it apostrophe s, then that is not a learning curve I'm comfortable with. Consequently, even in this hyper-competitive market, I'll pass on a great programmer who cannot write. Grammar signifies more than just a person's ability to remember high school English. I found that people who make fewer mistakes on a grammar test also make fewer mistakes when they are doing something completely unrelated to writing, like stocking shelves or labeling parts. In the same vein, programmers who pay attention to how they construct written language also tend to pay a lot more attention to how they code. Essentially, at its core, code is prose. Great programmers are more than just code monkeys. According to Stanford programming legend Donald Knuth, they are essayists who work with traditional aesthetic and literary forms. The point is that programming should be easily understood by real human beings, not just computers. Just like a good writing and good grammar, when it comes to programming, the devil is in the details. In fact, when it comes to my whole business, details are everything. I hire people who care about those details. Applicants who do not think writing is important are likely to think lots of other important things also are not important. And I guarantee that even if other companies are not issuing grammar tests, they pay attention to sloppy mistakes on resumes. After all, sloppy is a sloppy does. That is why I grammar test people who work in the door looking for a job. who walk in the door looking for a job. Sorry, grammar is my litmus test. All applicants say they are detail oriented. I just make my employees prove it.